And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, hope you're all well. We do have a major Rangers transfer update for you guys, but before we do get into the video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. We are 17 days into the January transfer window, over halfway through, and still the club have made 0 signings. Look, Michael Beale came out last Sunday after the Dundee United game saying that he'd had positive talks with a handful of players, and Rangers fans should expect maybe 2, 3, or maybe even 4 additions to come into the club. As I said at the time of recording, there has been 0 signings. However, on that as well, they haven't really got an idea of who these players actually are. Of course, there's the main one, which we're going to talk about in a moment, which is Todd Cantwell. But apart from that, there's been no real links. There's no players' names that have sort of came out as potential candidates that Michael Beale has been speaking to. Of course, Todd Cantwell is a player that it has been confirmed by Sky Sports News and various other media outlets that the club have been speaking to, and that is one target that Rangers are trying to get a deal for. Obviously, Todd Cantwell plays for Norwich. His current contract expires at the end of the season. Rangers obviously trying to get a deal done now for a sort of cut price, if you like. Norwich's last time to sort of cash in. However, look, the club do want a couple million, Norwich apparently want. So it's obviously a case where Rangers are sort of dragging their heels, trying to get the best price, maybe knock off a couple of $100,000. Or maybe trying to negotiate a pre-contract. I don't know what's going on at the moment. However, there is a huge update and a huge twist, as it is being reported that PSV Eindhoven are set to make a move for Todd Cantwell. And now this is a very, very interesting one, because the way Rangers operate, they're very, very slow with doing things. I've been reporting on Rangers now for a couple of years, and I've made videos in the past in terms of targets like Xavi Simons and Joey Veerman. So Xavi Simons was a player that Rangers were heavily linked to towards the end of last season, was obviously at PSG, and yeah, Rangers were sort of linked to maybe getting him on a pre-contract. The summer of 2021, Rangers were heavily linked to Joey Veerman. However, the club couldn't meet his valuation at the time at Heerenveen. And funnily enough, these two players both signed for PSV Eindhoven and have gone on to do really, really well. Joey Veerman has actually been linked to Manchester United in recent weeks, and Xavi Simons is a player that's been linked to go back to Paris Saint-Germain. So whatever PSV are doing, their scouting is pretty good, and it seems that Rangers are sort of scouting the same sorts of players. That's why sort of Todd Cantwell has come through as well. And now I'm not going to say Todd Cantwell is going to go to that sort of level that Xavi Simons and Joey Veerman's gone to, but shouldn't Rangers learn from their lesson of dragging their heels and being slow and just not going for it and having their transfers be hijacked by PSV? You know, get the signing done, Rangers. Go and buy him. Whether it's paying an extra £150,000 to get him now, who cares? Just get the deal done. If Michael Beale's identified a player he wants, the Rangers board should be doing absolutely everything they can to get a player he wants. The thing about Michael Beale, I think he's not just buying players for the sake of it. I think he really, really does his homework on players. And as I said, the way he spoke about signing players for Rangers, it seems he's not going to be going really for duds. I think he was the man that identified Joey Veerman, by the way. And again, maybe Xavi Simons. Don't quote me on Xavi Simons, but certainly Joey Veerman. So I think he is quite good at identifying players that he wants. And if he's identified Todd Cantwell, go and get him. Because this initial twist is just going to cause problems, and he could go to PSV Eindhoven. So, yeah, that is the sort of update. That is the twist in this sort of transfer saga. Rangers being slow, no surprise, and PSV entering the race potentially to land Todd Cantwell. So, you know, there you go. I don't know where this one's going to go, but we'll certainly find out over the next sort of couple of days, couple of weeks. And as I say, hopefully Rangers can maybe sign a few players between now and the end of January, because they certainly need it. And there's no point resting on their laurels. No chance. The team is good, and Michael Beale's working wonders with this team and this side, but Rangers need a bit of TLC. You know, they need some reinforcements desperately, and as I say, you should be there certainly backing Michael Beale, and if he wants Todd Cantwell, go for him, and hopefully it isn't the board that's slowing things down here in these proceedings. In other news, Ryan Porteous, another player that sort of Rangers have been linked to. Look, I know he's not been like a proper link, but Rangers are always linked with like the kind of best of the rest in Scotland. If you're a good player for Hibs or Hearts, like the John Souttar situation, basically, then Rangers usually get dragged into being linked with the player. Look, Ryan Porteous, I mean, yeah, a lot of Rangers fans wouldn't want him. Some actually do want him. Think maybe he's a decent centre back. You know, he does play a lot of games. He is pretty consistent. Doesn't really miss much with injury. But people just don't like the guy, and I understand that, to be fair. But either way, apparently he's being linked. Obviously, the thing with Porteous is that he's choosing not to sign a new contract with Hibs, and then that sort of created the links between Rangers. However, look, Hibs are trying to make a bit of money on him. Obviously, this is their last chance to do so. Rangers aren't going to make a move for him in this window, no way. But Ryan Porteous apparently is being linked to Blackburn. So Blackburn supposedly are in talks of Hibs to try and sort of land a deal for him. I think a million, maybe, or something like 1.4 million is being the fee touted. I mean, which is quite good for Hibs, really, considering he's in the sort of the last 6 months of his contract. But as I say, in literally 13 days, you can negotiate a pre-contract. So Hibs just doing what they can to try and get a bit of money. There are a lot of suitors apparently interested in him from the Championship and from Serie A as well. So yeah, it looks like Ryan Porteous won't be a Rangers player, which I don't really think Rangers fans care too much. But yeah, just updating you on that transfer link. And as I said in the intro, guys, literally, it's been such a dead transfer window in terms of links. Either way, like usually, I'm not saying Rangers are always going to sign players, but usually there's players that are being linked to the football club in terms of there's like concrete, there's something in them. But this year, there's literally nothing, literally zero in terms of solid links that we can get excited about. It's been pretty dead. So I'm actually interested to see who these 3 or 4 players that Michael Beale has been speaking to, because I certainly don't think one of them is going to be Ryan Porteous. Todd Cantwell could have been one of them, but in terms of the others, God knows, man, literally. But guys, let me know your thoughts on the Rangers transfer window so far. Do you expect the club to go and sign 3 or 4 players? And do you think Todd Cantwell will be a Rangers player this month? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. As always, we do have a January sale on all our Rangers merchandise. I'm rocking a Glasgow Rangers Iron Maiden tee. I've currently had this shirt for around a year. It's been through numerous washes and look, still in pristine quality. So as I say, they are really good quality. So yeah, jump over to rfcclothing.com or go down into the link in the description and go browse the old collection. We have got new tees dropping in February. But until then, guys, I'll see you all later. Take care. Peace.